Have you ever imagined what it would actually feel like to be the absolute smartest person in every room you walk into? We usually picture it like a superpower. We imagine effortlessly solving complex equations, having the perfect, witty comeback ready at a moment's notice, and cruising through life with a brain that basically does the heavy lifting for you. But what if I told you that having an extremely high IQ often feels less like a superpower and a lot more like driving a Ferrari through a crowded, gridlocked city street? You have all this incredible machinery under the hood, but nowhere to actually let it run. Let me show you what the psychological reality of extreme intelligence actually looks like, because it is far more messy, emotional, and fascinating than the movies make it out to be. The truth is, society has a very distorted view of intelligence. We tend to think of the brain as a simple calculator, where a higher IQ just means faster processing speed and a bigger hard drive for storing facts. But psychology paints a vastly different picture. When researchers look at the minds of the profoundly gifted, they don't just find faster calculators, they find entirely different nervous systems. There is a fascinating psychological concept known as the hyperbrain, hyperbody theory. It suggests that individuals with exceptionally high intelligence don't just process cognitive information more deeply, they actually process emotional and sensory information more intensely too. It is as if the volume knob on their entire lived experience is permanently turned up to 11. So, while a highly intelligent person might be able to solve a complex logical puzzle in seconds, they might also find a mildly scratchy sweater absolutely agonizing, or feel completely overwhelmed by the emotional undercurrents of a casual conversation. You don't just think more, you feel more. This heightened sensitivity often leads to one of the most unexpected hallmarks of extreme intelligence, which is a profound and sometimes crushing sense of isolation. Imagine trying to have a conversation where you instantly see 10 steps ahead of what the other person is saying, anticipating their arguments, realizing the flaws in their logic, and recognizing the historical context of their point, all before they even finish their first sentence. It is exhausting. It forces the highly intelligent person to constantly self-edit, to slow down their natural rhythm just to match the pace of the world around them. Over time, this constant masking can create a deeply lonely existence. You might be surrounded by people, but you feel like you are broadcasting on an entirely different radio frequency that no one else can tune into. And then there is the existential weight of it all. Have you ever noticed how the most intelligent people you know are often the most prone to anxiety? That is not a coincidence. When your brain is wired to constantly connect the dots, it doesn't just connect the dots of a math problem. It connects the dots of global crises, personal mortality, and the terrifying randomness of the universe. While most people can easily brush off a minor worry, the highly intelligent mind will immediately extrapolate that worry into a dozen different worst-case scenarios, analyzing each one with excruciating precision. This is why existential depression is so incredibly common among the gifted. When you have the cognitive capacity to fully comprehend the vastness of the unknown, it can be paralyzing. Add to that the Dunning-Kruger effect in reverse, where the smarter you get, the more acutely aware you become of just how much you actually don't know. It breeds a relentless, quiet imposter syndrome that whispers you are never quite enough, despite all the evidence to the contrary. But here is where we need to shift our perspective, because these psychological challenges are not just burdens. They are the exact same mechanisms that create extraordinary beauty. That tendency to overanalyze, it is the exact same trait that allows for breathtaking artistic creation and groundbreaking scientific discovery. That hypersensitivity that makes loud noises unbearable, It is the same sensitivity that allows someone to be moved to tears by a piece of music, or to understand exactly what a grieving friend needs, without them having to say a single word. A high IQ is not just a measure of how well you can solve abstract puzzles. It is a measure of how deeply and intricately you interact with the very fabric of reality. If you have ever felt like your mind is a chaotic, overwhelming place, I want you to realize that your intensity is not a flaw. Your tendency to overthink, to feel too deeply, and to question everything is simply the byproduct of a beautiful, high-performance engine that is built to explore the depths of human experience. It is a gift, even when it feels heavy. So, the next time you find yourself spiraling into a late-night rabbit hole of existential thought, try to offer that brilliant brain of yours a little bit of grace. You are navigating a world that wasn't built for your frequency, and the fact that you are still trying to connect, still trying to understand, is nothing short of incredible. I would love to hear how this resonates with your own experiences, so please let me know down in the comments how your mind works, and if this sparked something for you. Make sure to subscribe so we can keep exploring the strange and wonderful psychology of the human mind together.